When we think about diet, we think about the stuff that we put in our mouth, both food and drink. But what if our diet was much, much more than that? There was a study done at the University of Ohio where they took a whole bunch of rats in cages, stacked on top of each other. What they were doing was feeding these rats high fat, high cholesterol, high calorie diets in order to give them heart disease and hardening of the arteries. Sounds pretty cruel. What they were actually doing was trying to test a cholesterol lowering drug to try and take that to market. What they were finding is the majority of these rats were doing as expected. They were getting hardening of the arteries and they were developing signs of heart disease. However, there was this smaller percentage of rats in this study who weren't getting hardening of the arteries. They weren't getting heart disease. And the researchers were scratching their head. They're thinking, what the bloody hell's going on here? We've got this whole bunch of rats. They're all genetically identical. They're all getting fed the exact same diet under the exact same circumstances. Why are most of them going as predicted and this percentage not developing the heart disease? They did a massive review of the study and the lab to try and work out what the hell was going on. They found one variable. They found that at nighttime there was a lab assistant who was feeding the rats. As she fed the rats, so these rats, as I said, in cages, all stacked on top of each other. This lady was a rather short woman. To get up to the higher cages, she would have to get up on some sort of ladder, push through the food into the cage to feed the rabbits. All of the rabbits on the lowest row, when she fed them, she would take them out of their cage, she would hold them, she would pat them, and she would talk to them whilst they ate. Guess which rats weren't developing heart disease or hardening of the arteries? The bottom rowers. The researchers said, all right, this is a variable, but this surely is not the reason why these rats who have this same diet and same genetics aren't developing heart disease. So they ran the study twice more, and guess what? They got the exact same results. So what does this tell us? Yes, diet is what we put into our mouth. It is also the love and connection that we have in our life. So one of the best ways I think we can improve our diets and our health as a whole is to improve this love and connection in our life. Does that mean having 3,000 Facebook friends? No. It means having 3 meaningful relationships where you can sit with another person, both of you can not even speak, and you can feel completely connected and at peace. If you don't have that, I suggest going about it in one of these 2 ways. Number 1 is taking one of the relationships that you have now and deepening it, okay? Deepening it to have that connection instead of just being surface level. You might have to be vulnerable, you might have to be open with one of your friends or family members, but guess what? I can pretty much guarantee they want the exact same thing out of the relationship. If it's not someone that you know already, then I recommend finding someone out there that you haven't met in this big bad world that you can form that connection with. I promise you those people are out there. You just have to look. Guys, 3 meaningful relationships, meaningful connections in our life, and we can drastically improve our health, both physical, mental, emotional, the whole lot. That's all from me today, guys. I love you all. Peace out.